5 signs you're a highly emotional person. Well, I don't need a list for that to know that
I'm a highly emotional person.
Today I want to talk about what it is to be an emotional person, or a highly emotional person, if you want to call it that way. And no, doesn't mean that you're upset all the time, or that you cry all the time, or that you cry about literally everything.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
It just means that you feel things more deeply, that your emotions are stronger, and that's not a bad thing. Well, I don't think it's a bad thing. Just you have to be aware of that you are, and I'm
Fully aware.
that I am. Sometimes it's a bit inconvenient when you try to get your point across, and most of the time just because you're feeling it so intense, and when you're talking about something that is really close to your heart, that's just, it just opens the Niagara Falls in my eyes. People will probably think that you're dramatic. People may think a lot of things, but people always think a lot of things. So, you know, if it doesn't bother you, and it doesn't bother you that others think something of it, then it's fine. You do you, you know? And if others are bothered by your level of emotion, then that's their problem. Then they have to come to you, then they have to talk about it, and that's on them, not on you. Okay, so I found this list online. It says 5 signs you're a highly emotional person. Again, I don't need a list to tell me that I'm a highly emotional person. I figured that out
A while ago.
and I'm going to read the 5 signs that they're talking about and see if I can relate, or if I'm like, no.
No.
It's hard to make decisions. Sure, some decisions are hard to make, but when someone asks you what TV show you want to watch or where do you want to go eat, that shouldn't be hard. If you do have problems making small decisions, or it takes you a while to make up your mind, you may be a highly emotional person. Yes, I find it hard to make decisions like that if it also involves someone else. If I have to make a decision by myself, for just me, then I don't care. I don't have a very hard time with making that decision. But, for example, if my boyfriend asks me, what do you want to eat? I add or out, just like I did now. I'm just so scared that I make a decision that they're gonna hate. And I know it's on them to tell me that they don't like it, that they want to eat something else, or they want to watch something else. But I just want, maybe that's also part of a people pleaser, but I just want to make sure that someone else is having a great meal, even though I may not like it. I just want them to have a nice meal, and I don't care if I don't like it. I just don't want someone else not have a good meal because of a decision I made. That may, I just realized how weird this sounds. I know, I'm weird, and that's also totally okay. And this is also a part of being an emotional person. I'm tearing up right now.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm.
I'm not sad. I'm not crying. I don't know why I'm tearing up. Probably because I suddenly have the realization that what I'm saying is like,
are you okay?
You know what sucks the most about being a highly emotional person? That you ruin your makeup a few times a day. You can do it. You can talk about your perks without crying. Oh, it also says here how to deal with it. So it's hard to make decisions and how to deal with it. And always remember, if someone asks you what you want to do, they're asking you. It's your decision. You don't have to worry if they're going to be happy with your decision. It's your choice. I know, and I know. Okay, next. Your feelings can overpower you. I don't think that needs any more context. Your feelings can overpower you. This doesn't necessarily mean crying. When you're happy, you're ecstatic. When you're mad, you're fuming. When you're stressed, you're freaking out. You feel like your emotions are always so strong compared to everyone else. Yes, that's very true. And even though maybe I can come across as a crybaby or overreacting or are you on your period? Sometimes I have the feeling, you know, when something happens, I feel my emotions so strong about it that I'm like, how is it possible that you're not mad about this? Yes, I really feel my emotions are always very strong. My brother once, his football went into a ditch and he was trying to get it and he fell in the ditch. So he was soaking wet, and then he walked home and he rang the doorbell and we opened the door and my brother was there soaking wet saying,
I fell into the ditch.
and I started crying. I felt so bad for him. It's just so stupid. I'm crying. I'm always crying. Okay, so how to deal with your feelings can overpower you. Try to look at this as a positive side effect of being a highly emotional person. People don't apologize for being diabetic. You shouldn't have to apologize for your emotion. What kind of comparison is this? This is weird. The only thing to keep in mind is the negative emotions. If you're feeling really anger or stressed, walk away for a minute. Give your mind and emotions a second to calm down before you react. People don't apologize for being diabetic. You shouldn't have to apologize for your emotions. So they're comparing an autoimmune disease, a defect of your body, to being highly emotional. Maybe this is a perfect example. My boyfriend is diabetic, so I feel offended for him. Crying happens more than you would like to admit. On the same level as overpowering emotions, you may find yourself crying more than most. It may be a simple conversation that you're having, but the tears seem to well up in your eyes anyway. Sometimes it feels like anything could make you cry, but not necessarily make you upset. You just respond to certain situations that way. Yes, and that also doesn't need any more context. How to deal? Again, this is something you can't really control. This is on other people to understand. No. Your friends and family should realize that you are this way, and if they don't know, explain it to them. If they know it's something you can't stop from happening, it will be easier for them to know how to handle the situation. No, it's not something I can control, but it's also not on other people. I don't think it's something that other people should understand. It's more like you have to accept that you are the way you are, and if they're close to you and they want to be close to you, they also have to accept some certain things about you that you can't control. So I think it's a little bit, it's not on me and it's not on them. I don't even follow myself.
Okay.
You're very mindful of other people. If you can feel other people's emotions, like when someone else is embarrassed, you feel their embarrassment. This also makes you very aware of the people around you. You'll say please and thank you more. You're deeply concerned about other people's feelings. I'm deeply concerned about other people's feelings. And before I say something, I always find myself thinking, what would that do to the other person? How would it make me feel if someone else did that? And yes, I may be a highly emotional person, but it doesn't mean that my norms and my values are also too much or too hard to live up to. It's just that I attach great value to my norms and my values. I think of myself as a person who can see other people's perspectives and also try to make other people see things from a different perspective. How to deal with being very mindful of other people. Having great manners and keeping other people in your mind isn't a bad thing, but you do have to remember that you can't always please everyone. Some people are going to be upset, not care that you care or whatnot. You just have to try and not let it bother you.
Not gonna happen! No, not gonna happen!
Yeah, not letting things bother me, that's very hard. If I have a problem with someone, I need to talk to them about it. If I have a feeling that someone has a problem with me, I don't know what to do. I just want to talk about it. I need to know what's going on. What did I do wrong? Why are you talking or not talking to me the way that you are? Not everyone is willing to talk about stuff like that. I always try
try.
I'm not perfect, so I always try to talk to the people I have a problem with, because I don't like arguing. Criticism is hard to hear. No one likes hearing what they do wrong or what they need to fix, but it's a part of life. It's going to happen at work, around your friends, everywhere. If you like to be critiqued so you can learn to be a better person, but you're equally afraid of it, you could be a highly emotional person. I do want feedback. I want to learn from my mistakes, so please, if I make a mistake, tell me. I want to learn from it.
But
In a constructive way, in a way that I can learn from it, and not in a way of attacking someone.
You did this and you did this wrong.
And yes, I like getting feedback from people, but very true, very, very true, I'm also equally afraid of it, because I am someone who always wants to do the right thing. I want to do everything perfect. I want to be a perfect person, even though
I damn well know I'm not a perfect person.
but I'm trying to be the best person I can be. So if you see something that I did, talk to me so I can learn from it. But I'm also very scared that I may hear something that, I don't know, makes me feel insecure, because that's what happens. I take the feedback, but I only can work with it after I've been in my highly emotional level. First, I'm going to be very emotional about it. And I'm going to beat myself up and I can't sleep about it. And then afterwards I can reflect and I can say, okay, this is what you did wrong, or this is what you should improve, to myself. And I can try to grow from that. Let's see what the people have to say how to deal with it. Don't run from it. Criticism is a part of life and it's good for you to an extent. Instead of feeling down or bad about what someone says to you, try and look at the positives. Take what they said and imagine how it's going to change your life for the better. It's a learning experience and it's just going to make you that much better. Yeah, I can agree to that. You know, being a highly emotional person, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's like being in a roller coaster most of the time. I love roller coasters, but don't put yourself down. You know, it's the way you are, and life is a learning curve. That's what I say all the time. So learn from the things that happen in life and use it to become a better person, to become a better version of yourself. If someone says something negative about you being an emotional person or a highly emotional person, then, you know, try to make them understand. And if they don't want to understand, if they just keep coming for you, then them. You don't need those people in your life. If they really care about you, they are willing to at least try to understand you. They don't have to understand you, but they can accept you for who you are. And that goes two ways. You also have to do that, of course, to other people. It's not just for highly emotional people, it's for everyone in life. So just accept each other a bit more and try to understand each other a bit more. And don't be too hard on me.
Because I'm a very emotional person.